Let me just adjust a few things here. Say that. Let's see if I have a picture to put in here. Let's see. Let me see what I got here. Be right with you guys. Just getting things adjusted on the home front. Let's see. That looks pretty good there. Really? All right. No, I got that one for. Hold on a minute. I can't use that one. Hold on. There we go. Save that. Let's go over to here. All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. 43 people watching. Please hit the thumbs up as you come in tonight. I hope everything is sounding okay. Let me go up the board here and welcome everybody. Let me put this in front over here. Let me freeze this here. And I'm very happy to see everybody tonight. I am back after a 10-hour run. Hey, Chris, how you doing? I saw you first. Here, let me go ahead and put this up here. Jen, how you doing? Jen, Vicky, Victoria, nice to see you. Big Sexy. Woo, there's Rory. It was good to spend time with you on Dave's chat today. Miranda Smith, hello. Penny Pincher, what a nice thing you sent me today, honey. Take a lot of time to tell a heck of a story. I absolutely loved it. Hello, XYZ. Hello, JJ. Hey, Kitten Cat. Yes, I have made it home safe. Cindy in Seattle. Judy Hop Frog. I'm not so much of a speed demon. Hey, Julie. When you're doing about 80, 85 across the on the highways, you're doing pretty good. Thank you, Jessica. Yes, I needed that. How you doing, Miguel? Good night to you. I needed that band, as you guys know, and it was rejuvenating. Yes, I am back. I'm back on the rancher. I don't know how long I'm going to be live. Depends how long the connection lasts. I left at about 9:30. I texted D about 9 o'clock. I'm heading out. He came out, gave me a big hug, and wished me safe travels on the way back to Santa Rosa. I pulled in, I don't know what time it is. I don't know what time it was, maybe 7 o'clock. Grabbed a little something skunk ache. I'm not banning anybody. Hello, Mouse Toes. Hey, Dave, how you doing? So if I missed anybody, the wind was really tough coming across the desert. I'm not going to lie. There were big, gigantic pieces of tumbleweed flying across the road. A lot of RVs were pitching, the big Class A's. A lot of, any semis that weren't carrying a load. The backs of their trailers were really whipping around the road. So it was pretty demanding. It was better once I got down from the high desert and I dropped into the Central Valley. It was good. Rosie looking good. Thank you, XYZ. It was great to see D again. So a few things I want to get into. Number one, first and foremost, the most important thing for me to do is to thank my moderators for the wonderful job that they did over these days in Las Vegas, keeping things good. Sometimes you'll get somebody that pops on the chat. It's not a comment that I want, and my moderators know it, and they take care of business for me, and I'm very grateful for that. When you're out there doing 5 or 6 hour chooches and maybe doing a morning thing, it's a lot for these people to take on it. I don't think people realize how very difficult it is to moderate a chat day in and day out. and do such a fine job, because a lot of channels give everybody a wrench that comes in. I don't do that philosophy, because I think it takes uh, something, there's just certain characteristics that I think make a great moderator. So I want to say thank you for wishing me. I am home. Hello, Cobra John, Blue Jeans. Yes, I've gotten home safe. Hop Frog, everybody else. Greg Travels, nice to see you. I love my band, Cheryl. Thank you. Good to see you. Yeah, Cobra John. Of course, I didn't put the block on you, so I don't know. I don't know what happened. Never my intention to block. I don't ask for anything from you on the channel except just come on, enjoy the content as I ask for anybody. Okay, I'm not out to be a scammer. I'm not out to be a person to take advantage of people. I don't run a script designed to fleece people from their money, and this is a very important thing. And the fact that I put up not one but two videos showing in my life, pretty significant jackpots. I'll call them that. I'm not, okay. Some people win millions. Some people wins 100,000. For me, winning $400, $480, and then winning, uh, $875. That's big doings for me. That's going to help me a lot. Okay. If I wanted to be the kind of person that wanted to poor mouth and tell people, "Oh, you gotta support me in my travels. I'm making good content," I would have to have rocks in my head to put videos like that up that show me putting that money, winning that money, and putting it into my pocket. Did I share? Yes, I shared with Dee quite a bit on the trip. I document my life. Okay, that's the difference. I've never felt that I had, thank you, Tiki. I've never felt, hey, JK, Julie, I've never felt the need to doctor things up, to have people contribute to my life. I worked hard. I didn't have great jobs the last 20 years ago, but I worked hard. I'm not hurting. I put some things aside for that. So I am bound, determined, and pledged to share my life, whatever happens with you guys. I don't doctor things for the sake of shaking a money tree, right? Yeah, I'm not frozen. Just refresh your connection, okay? I know when I'm frozen here. It felt good to win. Maybe there is a karma aspect for things. I don't know. I have found in life that people that are unable to focus on anything outside of themselves end up not having very rich lives in terms of experience. Talk to somebody like Cab 7, okay? Talk to the people in the community that are givers in like a major way and sponsor and try to do things. And I'm grateful. There's a lot of people uh, that tip and are super kind. They will tell you without a doubt the greatest joy you can have in life is helping other people. Last night was a significant showcase of how people should be viewed. Okay, and how should people be used as a tool, or should people be treated as beings with worth and people that you should get to know and associate with in a positive spirit of helpfulness. YouTube collaboration doesn't mean I want all of your subscribers and you take all of mine. It means we care about it. We learn about each other. We do some things together. Maybe we go on cam together. But when I see somebody with his girlfriend out there who's, the wind is kicking up, she's in a silk dress, flats. See another guy that's basically wearing rags and, you know, obviously has living a not so great dream. My inclination is not what can I do to grab his subscriber base. It's what can we do to, what can I do at this moment in time to enjoy his company, to collaborate with him. And maybe people put a few bucks in his pocket. Yes, Cop Frog, an interesting person. Exactly. You just hit the nail on the head. An interesting person. I make no prejudgments whether the guy is great or the guy's bad, whether the guy is tagged as a scammer or a saint, because I have the right to judge that for myself. Now, I will say, as I was in Vegas the previous couple days, Tribe did tell me, a tribe called Cookies did alert me that Eric, the goat man, was in Las Vegas. Look, I don't know Eric, the goat man, from the planet Jupiter. Okay, I don't know this guy. I've never heard of him. Okay, but when I did see him walking by, then we struck up a little bit of a YouTube conversation. Naturally, anybody that's a sane person and a fellow YouTuber and has a heart is not going to think, "How can I use this guy like a tool?" When you see somebody in that state. And I didn't do great things for the guy except buy a couple hot dogs and pop a $20 pop a 20 in his hand. Big deal. You think that's going to change his life? Not one bit. And pardon me if I'm missing the side chat. I just want to keep this. How you doing, chiming in? I just want to keep my mind straight on this. But when I look at his YouTube stream and I see another YouTuber on there telling him, "You've got to subscribe to me because my channel is on fire and I'm the real leader." And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a difference. What a difference. I mean, that really stunned me last night. That stunned me. And I'm not going to, hey, it's really nice to see you chiming. So I'm not going to mention names tonight, but just the approach of the boosterism, you know, interjecting yourself into a situation for your own benefit. Okay. You know, I've been thinking about that a long time today. That guy didn't ask for jack shit last night. That guy never asked for a dime. That guy never asked for subs. That guy was just happy. You know, he had 8 to 10 people on his stream. He was happy. He was walking around happy. Okay? You saw I had, 340 people on the stream. He got excited. What do? We encourage people to go over and to sub him up and do something nice. You know, it doesn't cost a thin dime to do that. And people did that in droves last night. And that was an amazing thing to do. How you doing, Kim? The couple shouldn't have been excited because I was kind and gracious to them. So was Mr. Z. So was D. Okay. So were other people that came up and were interested in the story and subscribed to their channel. You know, I remember one black gal standing there, and or maybe she was a Latina, and he was telling the story, and she was looking on YouTube, and she saw the news, the Detroit news or whatever it was. I don't know which city. And she's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, this guy's been through HELL." It was a gesture, Dave. That's all it was. There wasn't anything beyond that. Will I stay in touch with him? Will I try to comment on his videos and things? Yeah, I will. you know, and if I can help him out a little bit. Hey Hazel, how you doing, sweetheart? I ain't nothing compared to you. I'm like a Raggedy Ann doll, okay? And that's the way it is. Put a lot of miles on my shoes. That really enriched Vegas for me. That gave me, you know, it was amazing to me. This trip was absolutely amazing. When this guy Monkey Boy, we're over here walking on, you know, Bonanza, going up D Street. This guy's like, I want to meet you. You know, he's on the side chat. Hey, I'm on Veterans Boulevard. Now I'm on Bonanza, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and I'm downtown in LA now, right? And all of a sudden the guy pulls up. And all of a sudden, you know, you're face to face. You don't know this guy. This here's this somebody calls your name. This guy steps out, big rugged Army Ranger, former Army Ranger guy. You could tell with this guy immediately, this is a real deal. This guy's no bullshitter when it comes to his past. He doesn't tell you anything. I'm dragging stuff out of this guy. I'm so fascinated by this guy. And he is really, really a happy, happy person. I changed his name to Ranger, Monkey Boy. Okay. You know, on the bottom of YouTube, we got to give people names, right? Ranger Boy. Okay, not Ranger Boy, but Ranger. This guy added such a depth of experience over these 2 days in Las Vegas. He was a trooper. You know, and I had a couple people message me, why were you so, you know, you're such a mother to these people. You know, you were mothering Elvis before. Are you okay, Elvis? You okay to walk? Blah, blah, blah. You were asking Ranger every 10 minutes, are you okay? Do you need to rest or whatever? Well, the guy's a trooper. The guy would have walking over broken glass for 15 miles just to be by my side and to chooch with us and make sure we're safe. And I got to watch him limping along and thinking to myself, my God, this is a guy. This is a guy that jumped out of a plane over 300 times. Can you imagine? Can you imagine hitting the ground 300 times and the toll that takes on your body? If you look at movies and things, it looks like a nice soft landing. It ain't that way. I mean, you talk about a hero. When this guy told me that they do night parachutes, that's 61 days of hell training to be an Army Ranger, where he lost something ridiculous like, I don't know, 25 to 40 pounds, half dead. When he told me that they parachuted into the Gulf of Mexico at nighttime and all they had was a compass or an azimuth to guide themselves by the stars, and three of his fellow Rangers in training didn't make it out. Why? Because they got eaten by sharks. I thought to myself, this guy, you know, you think Rosie Girl's tough face to face with the Quinn with two ends? How about this guy? Okay. You don't think I had a great trip to Vegas this time? You don't think it? You don't think it rocked it? Yeah, Hazel's like, I dream of jumping out of planes. 300 jumps. You're right, Julie, Army Mom. Absolutely, absolutely. It's amazing. Colorful people is what makes it great. That guy was lying. We can check it out. You can check it out. We saw a lot of stuff. We saw a lot of material. We saw stuff that was privately shown to us. And he would be happy to show upon request if you wanted it, his DD 214 papers. I'm sure because he's proud. I had to tell him, please don't dox yourself. He pulls up with his signs on the side of the car. And I'm like, man, this is YouTube, man. This is the boy. Be careful. Twink the Troll, nobody says the VA turned their back on him. Okay? He never claimed that the VA turned his back. He said, I was in 5 years, and then I got tired of people telling me what to do all the time. 5 years in 5 years in is probably equivalent to 20 years in some other branch of the service, dropping into Central America. He didn't tell me stories of daring do in Afghanistan and over in Iraq and stuff like that. He's doing drug missions down in Central America. I like that. Uh, now, so I want to say thank you for Monkey Boy for going along with me and having really enriching the experience. Mr. Z was amazing as he always is, and D. Now people have said D's tattoo. Why didn't you stop him? Look, everybody is different in life. Okay, I've known girls who've had one whole side of their face inked, and the other side not. Okay, known other ones that are inked over virtually every square inch of their bodies. All right. Would I have gotten a YouTube play button and think no? But it's not me. That just doesn't really move my needle. Congratulations, Cobra John. That's great. So I'm saying um, I don't care. I don't give a hoot what he does for those people who've been Gmailing me and telling me you got to do something. What am I going to do? Okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay, tell him, go for it, man. If you like it, if you want to do it, wasn't my idea. But is he happy to have it? Yes, he is. Hello, Paradise family. I heard that, kitten cat. Victor, I don't know about white collar careers. This is 2020, man. We've got coronavirus stalking the land. The first case in Manhattan. They're going to be popping up all over worldwide. Okay, it could be nutty. We got markets that are plunging. Okay, I mean, live for the moment a little bit or live for some future. Okay, I think like you do. Okay, but I'm not D. But I do know that he had some tremendous qualities that were of great benefit to me over the last year and a half that I've known him. What should I base it on? Whether he chose to have a tattoo on his hand or the times that he bailed my ass out with no expectation of anything in return. Okay? You want to talk about what an alpha male is? This is somebody that impresses me. Is he perfect? No. He screwed up a lot in his life. So have I. Okay. But he doesn't go around, puffing himself up and talking about how great he is. And he impressed me last night when we're walking along. And I know that he had been beaten for 2 days on another person's chat stream. Hey, Bob. And last night he says, I wish him all the best. I was impressed by that. That he could do that. Good. Yeah, it's good to be back, Sean. Good to be back. You forget you're more like a mentor. I'm the world's worst mentor. Okay, what's my success rate in mentoring? Okay, Hazel, you do that, honey. What, honest to God, what is my success rate being a mentor? People are gonna do what they want to do. They're going to be who they want to be. And there's nothing that we can really do beyond, I would say, a certain age to steer people. It's kind of baked in the cake at that point. Baked into me, baked into, hey Tracy, how you doing? Yeah, I'm sorry, Bella, for your loss. That's the things that impresses about me about D, that he doesn't put YouTube first. Okay. I mean, he'll live life and experience life and do things, and I know he has work. He gets a paycheck now, and I'm glad. I'm glad to see that because it gives him time to travel, work when he wants to, or not work when he wants to. But as far as being an alpha male, to me, doesn't mean that you put yourself first at all time with the disregard for others. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself about Ranger and what it means to be an Army Ranger, and how they care for each other like they're brothers. Same thing as the Marines philosophy. We never leave a Marine behind. I mean, aren't Marines and Rangers and Green Berets and Navy SEALs, aren't they the ultimate alpha males? Tough guys, born in the fire and the hellish conditions of training, and ready to die at a moment's notice. And real alpha males don't put themselves first. Alpha males lead and care. Yeah, they might take advantage of their situation, and they probably do, but they're charged with a high degree of responsibility, whether it's leading Procter and Gamble Corporation or whether it's leading a battalion of Rangers. It's the same thing. I don't think an alpha male means that you're selfish and putting yourself first. I think you lead through heroism and example of what to do. This is what I thought. Yes, I was surrounded, but I was overdosed on. I don't want to say real men. I'm not saying anybody's not a real man, but men that had real substance. Of course, D and I don't. We can't hold a candle to Mr. Z, Army and Air Force. Monkey Boy, Ranger, and it was amazing to be around and just study them and just listen to them and learn. That's right, chiming. Alpha males never call themselves alpha males. They just impress people and they assume the mantle of alpha maleism by their deeds and their actions. They become alpha males in the jungle and amongst animals because they take responsibility for the safety and care of others within their group. Yeah, they extract a high rate of pay in return. A given amount of selfishness and first in the order for the rewards. But sometimes an real alpha male, is a really nice thing to have, and they're not lacking in courage. They're first up in the courage department, and I really like that. I really upstanding men with great values that we can all learn, and women too. Women can be alphas. Look at these alphas that are in a hospital now. These courageous nurses and medical technicians and orderlies and food prep cooking people and doctors that are being engulfed with this whole corona. They're heroes too. Yeah, thank you, Blue Jeans. Thank you very much. Yeah, they don't beat their chest except when they're threatened amongst other people. Okay. The other thing that they don't do, they don't ask for things. Okay. They don't come out and ask for things. They either take things or they do it themselves. Okay. the last thing an alpha male does is look to other people for support. Okay. They're the first out there on the front line doing the hard work to make sure that their group succeeds. Okay. That's just that's my opinion. Okay. So it's important for me tonight to thank Mr. Z. As usual, he left with some goodies from his family, for Missy Jen and I, some things that are personally meaningful to him that he's allowed us to have, and I'm very, very grateful for that bond of friendship that I have with him. And also Monkey Boy. I look forward to meeting Monkey Boy. I call him Ranger again. I'm not going to make the guy walk 5 miles. You know, that's my thing. Now he wanted to come along, but I will meet Ranger, spend some time in his home, hanging out, and really get to know the man and see what he's all about. But the fact that he came out there, got into his car and drove from Henderson and drove up to a really crappy area of Las Vegas, parked his car and walked with us, meant a lot to me, and did it again the next night, grueling him, hauling him through Naked City and all those back alleys and hellish places. Thank you, Ranger, for that. You were amazing. Let's see. Yeah, Kev, nice to see you. Yeah, he's a good, genuine guy. I'm not making judgment. I'm not a person. I'm not a jury for somebody. It's not like Monkey Boy came out there and started telling stories to everybody. I said, "What are you all about? What did you do?" "Well, I'm a locksmith." "Well, how long you been doing that?" "Well, I was a ranger before, and I was a personal trainer." "Okay, cool." Then I started asking him, "What's it like to be a ranger? What does it mean?" "How in the hell do I know?" But I'm curious and I care about people and I ask because I want to know what makes people tick. This is the boy, right? We're supposed to ask questions and things. Heard you won 50,000 in Vegas. Hey, cute kitty. Yeah, I won 50,000. There's Mr. Z on the side chat. A person could not have a better friend in Mr. Z and Vegas Fixin', and her husband Randy, and now I can add another friend of distinction to that. Yeah, you're feeling good when I enjoyed my chooches with Elvis Travels, no problem at all. We had a good time. But it was so nice. I didn't have to fight that mental rear guard action of are you okay? Are you having a good time? This fear that somebody's not having as good a time as I'm having, that somebody's not into the whole scene, and I don't expect people to be in the scene. But it was so refreshing to be with D and Mr. Z's like, I'm down with anything. You want to go for a naked swim and jump off a Hoover Dam? Yeah. I'm all into that. Isn't that fun? That spirit of adventure and that spirit of camaraderie. That doesn't mean I'm better or worse than you. How you doing, bully? The donut chicken sandwich. Yeah, nice to see you, bully. Oh, thank you, chiming, and that was very meaningful to me. That'll help me those wins. But I went 4 days, and I never turned to Monkey Boy or Mr. Z or or D and said, "Are you having a good time?" It was so refreshing. My point is, even though it isn't your cup of tea, nobody's going to be offended if you just say, "No, I don't want to do that," and that's fine. But when you take it to a point of looking at another YouTuber and degrading or diminishing what they do in terms of whether you believe it's of entertainment value or not. There you're crossing a line that I don't think should be crossed from one YouTuber to another. We don't check our flight plans of what we're going to do with each other and say, do you approve it, and stamp it. We do the shit that we want to do because we know, because we've been doing it for so long, we'll build a group of people that love doing that crap and watching that crap on YouTube. And they're not going to go negative because they're there because they want to be there. There's Cheryl S's, there's D-Dub. You couldn't have a better person to hang with. It's impossible in life on YouTube to have a better person. But I would never in my born days ever look at somebody else. Yeah, I've made some cracks once in a while. State of the steering wheel address. I coined that term. Okay. And I have to continuously remind myself, don't diminish what somebody else does as content. That's their content. There really shouldn't be room for jealousy or disparage here. It should be, YouTubers lifting up other YouTubers. Yeah, let's meet. Let's collaborate. I never, D never asked anything from me. His needle wasn't going to be moved if he didn't get new subs, right? He was there for the experience and making sure that his whole life doesn't. He reminds me, your whole life doesn't revolve around YouTube, okay? For him, it's now working. For him, it's setting goals of wanting to get dental work done in Los Algodones. I've seen a lot of growth in D since I met him last May, and I would travel with him in a heartbeat anywhere because of the safety and secure feeling that he gives me, and the unselfish nature that he possesses, and the caring. How are your hands doing today, Rosie? I can't tell you how many times he asked me day after day, look at my hands. Ooh, it's embarrassing. But he'd care. Hey, D, can you carry this? Can you do this? Can you do that? Could you do me a favor and grab a soda when you're coming out here or coming out there? It's just 100 little things constantly. There's no love connection there. There's a friend connection there, and an amazing friend connection. That's why I'm on YouTube. Okay, and I can't ever use people as tools to say, my channel's on fire and I'm the greatest that there ever was. Okay, because we're not. In the scheme of things on YouTube, we are the bottom of YouTube. And you know what? I love it. I don't have the pressure to be some kind of superstar. I have the pressure to want to travel, hang out with D. That's exactly right, Bob. Life is too short to hang around with those who drag you down. It was a great, great, great trip. I'll have some more thoughts on Las Vegas and things tomorrow. Thoughtfulness is there's no price tag. When somebody like Cab 7 comes in and says, here's $20, I see what you do, or Sandy Callie, here, give some money to them and things. I mean, people do care. They're spurred by the moment. And they don't have to sit there at night and worry it's going to backfire on them, or how do I feel about that, or should I have kicked in $5 for somebody that refuses to do anything for themselves? There were no bad aftertaste of last night. Chiming in, which brings me to, and don't be mad when I tell this, the no regrets van reflections on my part, and I'm gonna just grab something to drink, And I'm going to tear into this whole van experience, and just give you some thoughts as we just are on the tail end of that. So let me just grab something to drink real quick. All right. All right. Ooh. I got Monkey Boy in there. There he is. How you doing, Ranger? Real nice to see you tonight. Uh, I was telling everybody on the chat tonight what a really genuine honor it was to meet you and for you to take time and come out, not one night, but 2 nights, and accompany me and give me a big hug and just tell me how much you've enjoyed my channel over the years. That kind of stuff. You cannot put a price tag on that. I can't wait to see you next time I'm down in Las Vegas. You're an amazing person. It's an honor to really be in your presence. Somebody like you. You wouldn't see it that way, but for me, I see it that way. Having a relatively military family, which I never was, but people in the service. I know what you sacrifice, but I can never imagine what you sacrifice. You know, when you do things like be a ranger, and I know you didn't want that to be the focus of anything. That's not your life. You're a mild mannered locksmith. And that's pretty cool. Hey, JA, what a career change, huh? Thought you'd be out there splitting logs or something for the rest of your life. Now, as far as no regret van reflections is concerned, I don't have any regrets. And this my wonderful friend chiming. I'm so happy to see her back. What a friend she's been for years. I have to I have to get my mind right about this thing. You know, or I'm not going to feel good going forward. I'm not asking for anything at this point in time. You know, I undertook the van build because Elvis Travels is my friend, and I wanted to do the work because I wanted to see what I could do with a camper van with a microscopic budget and some time. It dragged on much longer than I thought it would drag on because there was, you know, things had to be ordered at times. The weather was our enemy. I had you know, it seemed so stupid for me to talk about that finger, But you know, to this day, that finger is still swollen and problematic. Some 3 months later, it just made it miserable to do things on that van, and then the carpal tunnel syndrome, you know, makes it very difficult sometimes to want to go more than 3 or 4 hours. At no point in time, at no point in time did I sense that there was not gratitude for what I was doing. Okay. And I also had the chance to bring a lot of content, which to me was fine. You know, that was it. So I feel good when the van rolled out. Um, is everything 100%? No, because there's a point where now I've got to move. Now I've got to push Missy Jen up to the to the top of the heap, and Marshall understood that. I need to have my I need to have the Shine Shack back in condition again. We just got to take a big time out and say, "Whoa, okay. We need to bring it back to level again here." And your van reaches a point where it's 95% complete. Is it perfect? No. But it's to the point where you have a great vehicle now that should be very comfortable, with 99% of the systems working great. It's exactly your dream to have a boondocking house that doesn't leak. Yeah, there's a small leak in the back over the bed, because as we talked about for months, you know the foam has to be replaced, the seal has to be replaced. Well, is that my responsibility to replace it? I don't consider it part of a van restoration, you know. It didn't get done. Okay. But it should be done. But that's not something that should be my responsibility to do that. Safety, strength of builds, quality of build. That's and functionality. That's my responsibility on that. And I said, if anything ever went wrong along those lines, I would be happy to help fix it, work on it, and I stand by that today. But there are some things that you simply must go forward on your own and do. Okay. You've picked up a tremendous amount of skills working on this vehicle, and I'm going to be putting videos together of the build. It's time you face up to the fact that it's your responsibility. Am I willing to work on the van more? Of course I am. But it's now reached a point where I have other factors in my life. You know, I've rekindled my friendship with I'm meeting more and more people when I travel, like Monkey Boy, more people that I want to spend time with and have quality engagements with. I gave 4 months of my life up for this. Months that I would be doing vintage audio repair work. I have a Motorola unit that's practically dead in the unit. My dead in the water, my pride and joy back here. There's a lot that was sacrificed for this build. And saddest of all, Missy Jen hardly got a sideways look from me for 4 months. Okay. I owe her a shitload. How many times did she pick up a broom and sweep up there and ask me how my hands were, or how you doing, or have to be up with me at 4 a.m. when I have tears in my eyes because this stupid little splinter is so bad that pain is radiating from the tip to the there to the elbow, and I'm getting ready to go to the emergency room. How am I going to explain this to a doctor? Stupid stuff, okay? But you know, she always put a hand on my shoulder and got up at 4 a.m. and helped me out. I owe her a lot. How you doing, Aquarius? Yep, D. Don't deprioritize the D. And I shall not. But I want to thank Missy Jen for her patience during this whole process. Okay? So, you know, And I will say that Marshall was cordial and pleasant and respectful to her every single day that he was on this rancho. Yeah, I need to get this finger checked out. It's beyond ridiculous. So will I do things? Yeah. But when I get back channeled that a friend of mine is being dissed for the choices that he makes, or the content that we bring, it's a little saddening to me when I go over to say hi on the chat and I'm blocked. And I go back on my Murphy channel and I go in and I say, hey Marshall, I'm blocked on my Rosie O'Kelly channel. And I don't get acknowledged in the chat. Nobody does. And now, 4 days later, I still have not gotten a response to my text message that I sent him 4 days ago. What do you make of that? I guess that's an alpha male. Once you've chewed the meat off the bone, you don't need the bone anymore, I guess. That's the bottom line. No problem, hipster. Like I say, nobody owes me anything. We're all square. We're good. We're good. But I'm now going to put my life out there and my wishes as I push on towards my 62nd birthday. Not many 62-year-old broads going to be out there uh, punching around, restoring a van, and pulling out flooring and doing all that other crap. That hurt. That hurt a lot, but I've moved past it. Probably just done as a talking point. When the whole goal of a channel is to just make sure you do the craziest and most loony stuff to make sure that people are talking about you the next day. Well, you get what you get. So it's fine. So we're all, yeah, Sandy, so we're all square. We're good to go. I'm sure you do, hipster. You're a doll. So we're all square. No ill will, no shade, no nothing. I didn't sit there and whine and complain, but I am having fun. And I'm feeling good about the content that I bring in. Thank you, Lisa. So I'm gonna be like D. I wish the best too. Great things. Big, huge channel. Good content. Reviews, all that stuff. I'll be cheering like everybody else on that. If I have time and inclination, yes, I'm willing to help out and do other things, but it is not now my top priority. That door closes on that chapter of my life. Yeah, it's time to be happy, Bella Grace. And I spent a lot of great time with Marshall. He's welcome to bring his rig back in the future. He's welcome to participate in cooking events and things like that, but it'll be a very limited, there won't be facilities to be used here. And he understands that. You have your home, and that's good. So we're going to continue to do things here on the Rancho. Thank you very much, Dawn. And I will say, Marshall worked very hard every day on that build process too. Okay, and let's be kind enough to realize not everybody's experience with a speed square or a plumb bob or a saws. I didn't want anybody to lose a finger or do anything like that. I'm not like that to just make people do that. So, and I've also enjoyed the friendship of Mr. X for years, who's also done a lot of things on the van. So Yeah, so yeah, it's right, Shar. There's nothing wrong with turning in that direction now. It would be a natural consequence of having finished the job. And when you have somebody like Dee now that's out there working and making money and doing things that are now allowing him to have things like insurance, benefits that he can use, yeah, you want to travel and you enjoy the company of somebody like that. And that's kind of where I stand right now. I think to myself, how many more monkey boys are out there? In this great land of ours, and cool people, men and women to meet. Thank you. Yup, it's true. I appreciate that. How you doing, Whiskey? It was good to spend some time on panel, and it's good to see Joey D back, and it's good to see a lot of you back on my chat again. That were